It's been said that Pam Ewing and Victoria Principal couldn't be more different. I know that's... You may have said this before, but for a British audience, obviously we haven't seen you before, are you very different from the character you portray?
Well, we work in the same place. Are we very different? I think in the beginning we were very much alike. In the miniseries, Pamela was more outspoken, and I think she had a bit more fire. And then as the years progressed, she became more quiet and a little more submissive, and I think that's where we parted ways.
I mean, you wouldn't, in real life, really fancy anybody like Bobby Ewing, would you?
That's a loaded question. In deference to Mrs. Duffy, who was Patrick's wife, he's... Oh, dear. Well, I can't say that that's true. I don't know if I'd fancy the rest of the family.
What you're trying to say is that you admire him as an artiste, but you wouldn't necessarily want to go out with him to dinner, which you continually appear to do. Why is everything taking place over lunch or dinner in Dallas?
Because they eat enormous amounts of food.
They do, don't they? And
yes.
Drink.
Yes, for the most fact, let's see, they're alcoholics and obese.
Yeah. How
No,
do you stay sober? Always smashing it back, aren't you?
No, actually, I suppose a lot of things do take place over dinner on the show.
Everything takes place over dinner.
In fact, since Pam has moved out, she very seldom eats or drinks.
Is she going to finish up with that fellow with the ferret under his nose?
No, I can't say. Actually, I don't really know myself. We find out week to week. We're given
You get
the
as
script.
confused by the script as we do.
I'm not confused, but I don't find out until a few days before I begin shooting.
Do you get involved in the script? You know, do you actually ask the script writers, well, come on, I'd like to know what's going to happen next?
Oh, very much so, yes.
And do they tell you?
No. No, they tell me as much as they can, and sometimes there are things that I feel that Pam wouldn't do or say, and then we have a sort of standoff over that.
And who wins?
Well, if I don't say it, I suppose I win. I mean, but there have only been, I think, 2 occasions in the entire history of the show that's happened.
Pam would never be like that, would she?
No, actually, that was why I refused to say something. I felt it was a sexual slur, and I felt that Pam would never say something like that. And I felt it was really going against the grain of her character.
Are you happy the way she's gone? Or would you have liked the character to take another direction?
I think to play a character that I so admire and that is so beloved.
You don't admire Pam Ewing.
Of course I admire her.
People think she's a dummy.
No, I think she's a sweetheart.
Oh, hey?
Well, she's not a road star, but no, she's a sweetheart.
You must occasionally think, I mean, you're an intelligent woman, you must play the part and think, my God, why is she doing this?
There are times when I wish Pam would speak up, but there are other times, well, she's made me very wealthy.
What's going to happen to your career when it eventually, as it must, finishes?
Well, I will fulfill the terms of my contract, so
I'm
I don't
pleased
know. I don't know that I'll necessarily go on as long as the show does.
But when you finish, how are you going to move away from the image that has been created of Pam Ewing?
With great difficulty. I think it will take a lot of work on my part. I think it's going to be very difficult the first few years to break out of. I know if someone were in my living room once a week as a character, I'd find it very hard to see them as anyone else. And so I've anticipated that, but I think there's enough time for me to.
And the money will always be a comfort.
I think I've been wise and saved my money and invested, which actually is a lot of series people don't foresee that one day it will end. Why are you smiling?
I'm smiling. I just like to hear you talking completely differently from Pam Ewing, because she'd never invest her money, because she's a complete Egypt for that kind of thing.
Well, she married well.
It's very, very hard work, obviously, when you do. You get up very early in the morning. How hard is it for you to climb into the old makeup every morning? Get out there on the set. It can't be easy. It's tough.
No, it's not that tough. I mean, I get up between 4 and 4:30. I'm in makeup at 5:48. For some unusual reason, I'm supposed to be there at 5:40. I think because I'm always late, so I'm there by 6.
How long does it take you to do the makeup?
Half a day. No, hair and makeup takes 2 hours, and we're on the set when we start shooting until 6 or 7.
What do you look like before the makeup goes on?
Just like this. It's a waste of time.
Do you?